just a year to get. We thought we'd be knocked down, and then we kind of got.
Hey, welcome back to the Success is a Choice podcast network. I'm your host, Jamy Bechler, and we are live on location at the Pro Football Fatherhood Festival. Awesome thing going on here, Father's Day weekend. Would love it if you're in the Canton, Akron, Cleveland area to come on down. There's still time. Great Hall of Fame legends, Mike Singletary, Anthony Munoz, lots of people here. But right now, I have a very special guest with us live. I have Global Kid Media, and I use that instead of his real name because he is a brand. He has interviewed thousands of people on his show. Years old. He is the man. But last name Goopka, so I'll call you Goop. But at Global Kid Media, welcome.
Awesome. I'm really excited to be here, and I love that you do this podcast. So great weekend here in Canton, and can't wait to see what's next.
Well, awesome. You're a 15-year-old interviewing tons and tons of people. Why are you doing that? How did you start?
Yeah, so the start, let's see. When I was like probably 3-4 years old, as soon as I could walk, as soon as I could understand what my parents were telling me, they said, if you want to see something happen, you better do it first. And I always wanted to see kids, people that look like me, doing things visibly. And form that you don't really see kids doing things in, as far as reporting, interviewing, hosting, producing. So it started off for me as a vision that I want to do something in communication. When I was 8-9 years old, I got put in speech competitions against people double my age, so high schoolers. And I remember just being excited to be out there, just being excited to compete in something. And then, obviously I played sports all throughout, always still dreamed to play college football one day, and I played quarterback. So I guess just kind of putting the two things together, what do you get? Sports media. And I guess that's just how it was all born. I covered one event, really loved it, and realized this could be the thing that I break through on, that I show kids you can do it. And it doesn't have to be sports media. That's just what I'm doing. You could do cooking, speaking, whatever you want to do. And
That's awesome. For those of you just joining us, we're at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We're outside at Tom Benson Football Stadium. We got a lot of wind going. If you don't like that, hit me up at Coach Bechler on Twitter, and I'll let you know how you can donate, and we can get a nice windscreen for the next time we're doing this. But we got at Global Kid Media with us. Tell me, what's been your most favorite interview or your most memorable interview out of the thousands you've done?
That's a great one. So, I've had a chance to talk to a lot of legends on the football side: Patrick Mahomes, Deion Sanders, Saquon Barkley, legends that were here today. NBA side, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Magic Johnson, Derrick Rose. But to me, the ones that stand out are the people with the best story. And to me, that was Chris Nikic at the ESPYs this past year. First athlete with Down syndrome to do the Ironman triathlon. And to see his energy, just to have a conversation with him, was priceless. You don't get that every day. I had a chance to interview these kids from the Special Olympics when I was covering the Pro Bowl a few years back. Same thing. You don't get that kind of energy everywhere. So those are definitely my favorite. But anytime you hear a cool story, I think it's deeper than the interview.
Well, and you listen to him talk about when I covered the Pro Bowl, when I was at the ESPYs. This guy's 15 years old, people. 15 years old. You don't have to, but you mentioned Deion Sanders, Coach Prime. My latest book, hashtag shameless plug, The Captain. Right there, Deion Sanders on the back.
Sanders. Wow.
Did you interview him before he became the coach at Jackson State?
So this was 2019 in January at the Pro Bowl, using the celebrity flag football game. Talked to him and Snoop. So I've been trying to catch up now. It's been a while. Coach Prime, we got to do another interview now years later. But, yeah, that was before Jackson State.
Yeah, doing an interview with Primetime and Snoop Dogg. Not something teenagers do.
Well, I think they make it easy, right? Those are two personalities that make it really easy to talk to, and two amazing people.
Yeah, absolutely. So you go to the Pro Bowl, you go to these events. How do you get in? How do you do those things?
For me, a lot of times I don't get the formal access. I'm blessed this weekend to have the media badge and everything like that. But a lot of times that I'm covering things, they say, you're under 18, we're not going to support you. And it's kind of the opposite. I get kicked out of places. I get extra security put on me. So I got to do it the hard way. I got to stand outside stadiums for hours. And I'm from Michigan. So if it's an event in Michigan, there's snow and cold. So I guess grinding the hard way, it's not ideal, but it teaches you more than anything. And I think my first book that I'm writing right now will have those stories. I aspire to be an author like you.
Hey, anyone can be an author. I've written 4 books. One day I'll write a good book. So anyone can be an author, but you and I, we're just talking here. You ever snuck in somewhere?
So here's the thing, right? When you travel, let's say to New York for the ESPYs, and you have all these, 12-hour car rides leading up just to catch a few people. Here's my question to everyone, right? You got a red line that says do not pass, but 5 feet away is the person you've been trying to find. Would it be wrong if you went up and introduced yourself? Because you're crossing the line, yes, but at the same time, sometimes you got to go above and beyond to talk to the person you want.
You mentioned a book. What's the book going to be about? When can we expect to buy that? In Barnes & Noble, on Amazon? When's that thing going to be out?
Yeah, so first of all, the book's kind of going to be about behind the scenes of how this stuff happens. So those exact stories, being kicked out of hotels, kicked out of places, even when the rare times I do have access, people put a red flag on me that he doesn't look like he's supposed to be here. And so how to overcome those things and hopefully to inspire the next generation that they too can overcome it. So, I've been running it for a little bit now. I'm at the finishing stages, doing the editing, the final touches, cover page pretty soon. So hopefully by the end of 2022, that thing will be out there.
Awesome. That'll be great. You're an athlete yourself. What would be your dream school to play at?
Ooh, that's a tough one. So obviously I grew up in Michigan, so there's Michigan State, and my dad went to both, so I never had like a favorite one. But you always, when you're Michigan State, there's a couple schools that you don't like, right? Ohio State, Notre Dame, I guess basketball side, Duke, North Carolina. I've covered those schools now with media, so now I kind of want to go to those schools as well. It's gotten real tough to pick a school. I guess I'll tell you this much: if I'm in a college uniform one day, I'll be happy.
Great question. Great answer. Great politically correct answer.
Great question too.
Yeah, if Ohio State, I grew up a Michigan fan. Okay, so I was bred to hate Ohio State.
Right.
Couple of years ago, I was speaking at a conference in Ohio State's football press room or whatever.
Right.
It didn't matter. I took pictures with Ohio State in the background. Yeah, you end up selling out.
Right.
You'll sell out for the jersey.
I guess when you meet people, you talk to people, they can change your perspective. Words are powerful.
Yeah, in schools, we grew up tribalism or, hate this school or whatever. It's not really that big of a deal. They're athletes the same. Today we have Toledo. The Toledo football team, Coach Jason Candle brought out the Toledo, his leaders. Okay, that is awesome. Seeing Toledo football players here, they're the same as you. They're the same as I was when I was 19 years old. They're just run faster. They're a little stronger. They bench press more.
Pretty well.
They catch pretty well, but they're still guys, And so when we're bred to hate Ohio State or bred to hate Notre Dame or whatever, they're still just guys.
I think that's an important point you make because a lot of people say you've met all these celebrities. Do you ever get nervous? Do you ever feel intimidated? And to me, I look at it that way, that one time they were in my shoes, we breathe the same, we bleed the same. A lot of times if you have that vision, you think the same. And when you think of it that way, that let me soak something in, let me get some advice, let me be in the moment with them, then nothing to be intimidated about. It's just a normal conversation.
So you're pretty impressive as a 15-year-old.
I would consider myself a normal 15-year-old. I think anybody could do it. It just takes experiences. Don't be scared. Don't hold yourself back, because there's enough people who will do that. Let yourself run free. If you want to do something, go after it, and you'll get good at whatever you want to do.
Well, he's at Global Kid Media. Appreciate you joining us. Good luck
Appreciate
with all
you,
you're
sir.
doing. Keep up the great work. Go follow him at Global Kid Media on almost all social media platforms now and in the future.
I appreciate you.
Where are you all being?
Good, me too.